Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and sighed because your hair looked, well, lifeless again? No matter what you tried, the rollers, the blow dryer, even that expensive spray from the salon, it all fell flat by lunchtime. If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Thousands of women over 50 fight the same silent battle every single morning. We've changed shampoos, we've cut our hair shorter, we've even blamed the weather. But the truth is, something deeper is going on. And tonight, while you sleep, you could actually fix it. Yes, I'm serious. While you rest, your hair could be quietly training itself for volume. But before I tell you exactly how, make sure you subscribe right now, because every week I share gentle, plant-based tricks that help women over 50 feel fresh, confident, and beautiful again. No fancy salon trips needed. So hit that button and let's stay connected. All right, now let's talk about what's really happening to our hair. See, as we cross 50, something changes, and it's not just gray hair. The scalp slows down oil production, the strands thin out, and the little protein bonds inside the hair weaken. It's like the roots lose their will to stand tall. You might notice that your once bouncy hair now clings to your scalp, especially in the morning. I remember when my friend Diane from Florida called me one evening almost in tears. She said, "My hair just lies there. I look tired even when I'm not." She had tried everything: mousse, teasing combs, even sleeping with Velcro rollers, which, by the way, is not comfortable after 50. But when we looked closer, we realized something simple. Her nighttime habits were silently flattening her hair. Cotton pillowcases, heavy conditioners, late-night snacks that spiked sugar, they were all part of the problem. And that's when I began researching natural ways to help hair recover while we sleep. I'm talking about plant-based fixes, easy, gentle, and backed by simple biology, not hype. Over the next few minutes, I'll share 3 overnight hacks that can bring your hair back to life. No tricks, no chemicals, just natural help from ingredients sitting in your kitchen right now. But before we dive into hack number 1, let's take a breath and understand why most hair tricks stop working after a certain age. The truth is, most hair products are made for younger scalps, oilier, thicker, and quicker to renew. Our mature hair has different needs. It's thirstier, more delicate, and easier to weigh down. So when you pile on products meant for 20-somethings, it backfires. The roots collapse, the scalp feels coated, and the ends turn limp. That's why the best approach is not adding more, it's removing what's in the way. That's what tonight's first hack will do. But here's something else, and I say this with love. Sometimes the way we think about our beauty changes after 50. We focus so much on wrinkles or body weight that we forget how powerful a little lift in the hair can be. You stand differently, you smile wider, you feel like you again. So tonight, when you lay your head on that pillow, I want you to think of this episode as your little nighttime companion. Me, sitting right here, sharing what works. No judgment, no noise. Just real talk between women who've seen life, love, and humidity ruin a good hair day. Hack 1. The Rosemary and Aloe Overnight Revival Treatment. All right, let's get straight into it. The first overnight plant-based hack that can transform your hair while you sleep. It starts with something ancient and trusted: rosemary. Now, rosemary isn't just that fragrant herb sitting forgotten in your kitchen. It's been used for centuries by women in southern Italy, Greece, and even parts of the English countryside to stimulate the scalp and bring dull hair back to life. Rosemary oil boosts circulation, wakes up sleepy hair follicles, and helps strengthen the roots, exactly what flat, mature hair needs. The second hero in this treatment is aloe vera. Gentle, cooling, and deeply hydrating without heaviness. It gives your hair moisture in the right places, the shafts and ends, without drowning your roots in product. Think of it as your hair's overnight drink of water. Now here's how you do it, and I promise it's simple. Before bed, take 1 tablespoon of rosemary-infused oil, Or, if you don't have any yet, warm olive oil with a pinch of dried rosemary works too. Mix it with 2 tablespoons of pure aloe vera gel. Stir it until it's smooth and silky, then part your hair in sections and apply it lightly to your scalp with your fingertips. Don't pour it on. Your hair doesn't need to swim in it. Massage gently for 3 minutes, enough to feel a little warmth on your scalp. That's your circulation waking up. Then take what's left on your hands and run it down the length of your hair, especially the ends. Clip your hair up loosely, put on a silk or satin bonnet, or even wrap it with a soft scarf, and head to bed. The magic happens while you rest. The rosemary oil works like a stimulant for those lazy follicles, telling them, hey, wake up, it's time to grow. Meanwhile, aloe locks in hydration, helping every strand look thicker and shinier by morning. When you wake up, rinse gently with lukewarm water and a mild shampoo. No harsh rubbing. As you dry, you'll notice something subtle but amazing. The roots feel lighter, the crown stands taller, and even your part looks a little fuller. But here's the real secret. Consistency. The first night gives you softness, the second, shine, and by the third or fourth, you start noticing real lift. That's when you know your scalp is coming alive again. And let's be honest, there's something peaceful about turning your bedtime into a quiet ritual. Instead of ending your day stressed or scrolling through your phone, you're taking care of yourself. You're saying, I matter too. That's something many women forget after 50. We've spent years caring for everyone else, partners, children, jobs, and suddenly our reflection becomes the last thing on our to-do list. But these small moments of care aren't vanity, they're restoration. You'll be surprised how that first glimpse of natural bounce in the mirror lifts more than just your roots, it lifts your mood. So if your mornings often start with disappointment, this first hack is your new nighttime promise. It doesn't demand expensive products, only consistency and care. And now that your scalp is refreshed and recharged, we can move on to something just as simple, but even more powerful. A trick that helps your hair keep that volume once it's there. It's not an oil, not a serum, and not a tool. It's something that's been sitting on your bed all along. Hack 2. The pillowcase and gravity lift method. Now, let's talk about that simple object that spends more time with your hair than any styling tool ever will, your pillowcase. It sounds almost too basic, doesn't it? But it's one of the sneakiest culprits behind flat, lifeless hair, especially after 50. Here's why. Cotton pillowcases, the kind most of us grow up with, might feel cozy, but they act like little thieves in the night. They pull away natural oils, snag delicate strands, and press your roots flat while you sleep. The result? You wake up to that familiar deflated crown and tired-looking hairline. But there's an easy fix, and it feels like luxury every single night. Switch to a silk or satin pillowcase. These fabrics don't absorb your hair's natural moisture. They let it glide. That means no friction, no frizz, and most importantly, no flat roots. You'll wake up with your hair already halfway styled by the fabric itself. Now, pair this with one more trick, what I call the gravity lift method. Before bed, flip your head upside down, brush gently with a soft bristle brush, and secure your hair into a very loose top bun or ponytail at the crown of your head. The idea is to keep your roots lifted while you sleep, instead of pressed flat against the pillow. If your hair is shorter, use a silk scarf to gently wrap and twist your strands upward. No tight pulling, just a loose upward hold. As you sleep, gravity does the styling for you. Your hair dries, sets, and lifts in the right direction. In the morning, when you take it down, you'll see instant volume without even touching a blow dryer. And here's something I want you to remember. Every time you change a small habit like this, you're taking control back. You're reminding yourself that aging doesn't mean fading. It means learning how to work with your body, not against it. That's the quiet beauty of this stage in life. We finally get to choose grace over struggle. And if this message is speaking to you right now, if you're smiling because you've been there, staring at your reflection thinking, Where did my hair go? Then I want you to do something simple before we move on. Hit that subscribe button, because what you'll find here isn't just about hair. It's about learning new ways to feel alive in your own skin. Every week, I share tips that fit your lifestyle, not a 20-year-old's idea of beauty. So go ahead, join the community. Let's grow, glow, and lift each other up, literally and emotionally. Now, back to our next overnight secret, the one that brings shine, lift, and scalp health together in a single easy step. You don't need fancy brands or salon visits. For this, you just need a few kitchen ingredients and a soft towel. Hack 3. The green tea and rice water rebalance. Now, if the first two hacks focused on lift and protection, this last one is about nourishment, the kind that quietly restores what time and stress have taken away. Meet your new bedtime ally, green tea and rice water. This duo may sound like something from a skincare ad, but together, they're one of the most powerful, natural tonics for mature hair. And the best part? You probably already have both in your kitchen right now. Let's start with green tea. It's rich in antioxidants that help reduce the buildup of DHT. That's the little hormone responsible for thinning hair as we age. Think of green tea as a calming rinse that whispers to your follicles, "You're safe. You can grow again." Then there's rice water. Generations of women in Asia have used it for centuries for shine, strength, and softness. It's filled with amino acids and vitamins that smooth each strand, giving it body without stiffness. Now here's the evening routine that blends them beautifully. Boil a cup of water and steep a green tea bag for about 5 minutes. Let it cool until it's lukewarm, then stir in 2 tablespoons of fermented rice water. That's rice water that's been sitting for 24 hours in a covered jar. The scent might be faintly sour, but that's how you know it's alive with nutrients. Once the mix is ready, pour it into a spray bottle. Before bed, mist it onto your scalp and roots, then gently comb through with your fingers. Don't soak it, just dampen enough for absorption. Let it dry naturally while you read, relax, or say your evening prayers. Then go to bed. While you sleep, the green tea calms your scalp, reduces inflammation, and strengthens hair from the root. The rice water coats each strand, sealing tiny cracks, so by morning, your hair feels smoother, thicker, and somehow younger. And when you rinse it out the next morning, you'll notice something small but meaningful. Your hair moves differently. It feels lighter, bouncier, as though it's remembering how it used to be. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? A few natural ingredients, a little care, and suddenly you're standing taller, smiling wider, feeling like yourself again. Because it's never just about hair. It's about seeing vitality when you look in the mirror. It's about proving to yourself that age doesn't erase beauty, it refines it. And if that idea lights something inside you, if you're ready to keep learning these gentle, natural ways to look and feel your best, then don't just watch quietly. Subscribe. Join our growing circle of women who refuse to fade into the background. This is your space where age isn't a limit, it's your secret advantage. Now you've learned 3 powerful overnight plant-based hacks: the Rosemary and Aloe Revival, the Pillowcase and Gravity Lift, and the green tea and rice water rebalance. But before you go, I want to tie it all together, because how you use these habits is what makes them last. When you wake up tomorrow morning, I want you to notice something. Don't rush straight to the mirror. Take a moment, breathe, stretch, and feel the softness in your hair before you even look. You've done something gentle but powerful. You've told your body, "I'm still worth caring for." As you run your fingers through your hair, you might feel a little more texture, a little more lift, maybe even a shine you haven't seen in years. That's not just the rosemary or the rice water. That's you returning to yourself. Because the truth is, volume isn't only about your hair. It's about energy. It's about life lifting you from the inside out. And once you start seeing that reflection again, that confident woman who refuses to shrink with time, it changes everything. You smile more. You dress up just because you feel like it. You walk with purpose again, not because anyone's watching, but because you remember who you are. That's what these plant-based habits do. They wake something up in you. They remind you that beauty doesn't belong to youth. It belongs to care, to wisdom, to the quiet confidence that comes from knowing yourself. And you don't need to chase trends or filters or harsh treatments to get there. You just need moments like this, real, nurturing ones that fit your rhythm and your values. So here's what I want you to do next. Try one of these hacks tonight. Start small. Maybe the rosemary and aloe blend, or just switch your pillowcase. Do it for yourself, not for anyone else. And when you see that change, that spark of confidence, share it with me in the comments. Tell me what worked. Tell me how you feel. Because this channel isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Real, graceful progress that grows with you. And if you've been watching this far, feeling that mix of calm and inspiration, then don't just click away. Stay with us. Subscribe right now, because every week we explore simple, natural beauty tips that honor who you are, not who the world expects you to be. You'll get fresh ideas for glowing skin, easy hair routines, and styles that feel right for you. Timeless, elegant, and grounded in real life. You deserve that. You deserve to feel beautiful at every age, in every season, without apology. So tonight, as you smooth your pillowcase and tie your hair up for rest, remember, you're not aging, you're evolving. You're blooming in a new way. And if that resonates with you, go ahead and tap subscribe, leave a comment, and join this little community of women who are lifting each other, strand by strand, day by day. Because this isn't just about hair, it's about coming alive again. See you in the next video.